What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pass or Play. I'm Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon, and today we're taking a look at Kena, Bridge of Spirits, developed and published by Ember Labs. Right off the bat, yes, it's pronounced Kena, not Kina, as confirmed in the actual game when she, says her name. Now, much like our previous review of Fist, some of you are probably thinking, hey, this isn't an Xbox game, this is an Xbox focused channel. What's going on here? Well, Kena is a timed exclusive, and also Xbox is an ecosystem that extends to PC. Kena and Fist are both on PC, meaning in the future we could see these titles come to Xbox Game Pass for PC and Xbox in general. So you won't see reviews for PlayStation exclusives like God of War or Spider-Man on this channel, but these titles are fair game. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Right off the bat, I want to make one thing clear, and that is I adore this game. Kena Bridge of Spirits is an incredibly charming and genuinely adorable game. You may have heard some creators say that this is a PlayStation 2 game in the best possible way, and I have to agree with them because that is literally what it is. Kena is a third-person action-adventure game that skillfully mixes platforming, puzzle solving, and collect-a-thon elements into a beautiful little package. It really does harken back to the days of Jak and Daxter, so I was hooked from the beginning. You take on the role of Kena, a spirit guide who helps lost souls find peace and cross over to the other side. There are three main spirits to be tackling throughout the game, each with their own unique area, puzzles to solve, and boss battles. You'll discover more about Kena and the spirits using these masks to look at their memories, and this is primarily the main way the story is going to be told to you. While I do think Kena is charming as a character, I'd be lying if I said the story was a masterpiece or some revolution in storytelling, because it's simply not. It's a solid story, and I was disappointed that we didn't learn more about Kena as a character. I would have loved to discover more about her, dig into her past more, and I hope there's a sequel because I do think she's a likable character. I just don't know enough about her to really be like, oh, I love this character. Apart from Kena, throughout your journey, you'll have what is known as the Rot. They're these adorable little critters that Kena can use in and outside of battle to clear corruption, move objects, and solve puzzles. You want to keep an eye out for these purple butterflies. They're often on objects. As you go throughout the game, that indicates there's a rot to pick up. So figure out how to unlock that. That can be simple as using your pulse ability, shooting it, because the more you find, the more you rank up. And there's 100 total to find. So you're going to be looking for these little guys for a long time. Now, as you progress through the story, your abilities do expand. You start out with a bubble shield and your trusty staff. You'll get the ability to use a bow and arrow, bombs, dash, all of which you'll need to solve certain puzzles. And also, you have to use them in combat because certain enemies are only weak to those abilities. Collecting the Rot and ranking up allows you to expand these abilities, but you'll also need to collect crystals and increase your karma. Karma is essentially another currency system which you gain by doing good deeds throughout the world. This can be as simple as picking up a fox statue, completing a puzzle, freeing a soul. There's a large range of things that constitute and increase your karma along with the crystals you collect. So that shouldn't really be an issue if you are taking your time and exploring. Some upgrades I found more useful than others. I preferred to play with the bow and arrow for my combat. I thought these grades were more significant than others, and they were the most fun for my playstyle. Bombs, easily the worst thing in my opinion about the game. I don't think that they're well implemented. I think they're clunky. The puzzles with them aren't really fun, especially when you try to use them in combat. Combat itself is already not the smoothest, so when you're trying to use this clunky mechanic to increase damage or throw them at enemies, I tended to try to avoid doing it. I did not like the bombs, but I did like the visuals. This game is gorgeous, and that's no surprise because Ember Labs started as an animation studio. Their vibrant, colorful world they created in Kena really shines. The character designs are top-notch, and I just loved existing in the world. Once you beat the game, you can spend your time getting all the collectibles, For Platinum Trophy hunters, you'll have to do this. You'll also have to beat the game on the highest difficulty in a second playthrough because the exploit was patched out in the recent patch. Now, I'll give you a fair warning. Combat starts pretty easy in this game, but it does get massively difficult. I can only imagine on higher difficulties how hard that's going to be. I played Kana in performance mode on my PlayStation 5, and while it says it targets a dynamic 4K 60 FPS, there are noticeable frame drops at certain sections in this game. It's also pretty jarring when you go into a pre-rendered cutscene because Ember Labs uses the standard 24 FPS animation style. So while these cutscenes are beautiful, it's super jarring to go from 60 FPS gameplay down to this 24 pre-rendered cutscene. I didn't like it. It gives you a headache at certain points. Like I said, it's beautiful and it can't be fixed with a patch because it is pre-rendered. It's a stylistic choice. I wish they didn't make it. It doesn't ultimately hurt the game that much in my opinion, but I do think that there was a better option here. I think they just kind of wanted to flex their animation muscles. Who knows? Now, while I didn't encounter any bugs during my 12-ish hour playthrough, you can go online, you can find multiple bug reports. There are people being like, yo, my game's broken, I'm stuck at certain points, things aren't loading. So be aware of that if you are going to pick the game up. But ultimately, I think, in my opinion, Kana is a fun and beautiful and endearing game. For $40, if you have a PlayStation 5 or a PC, I highly recommend picking this game up. It's a solid first outing from a brand new studio who I have no doubt will do great things in the future. So that's Kana Bridge of Spirits. If you like what you hear, maybe check out some gameplay that I've shown. If you're an audio listener, I have some clips in the video. Remember to like, share, subscribe if you're on YouTube. If not, give us a rating on whatever podcast service you are listening on. We do appreciate it. It does help grow the podcast. We're doing our best to bring you better content each and every week. So let us know how you feel about the content, what you want to see more of, what you don't want to see more of. We have a Discord. Feel free to come over and join there. But I've been Kevin, as I said, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.